Happy Monday. It is August 22nd, 2022. It is 82222. Nice. All right. I guess it'll be cool when it gets to November 22nd. So 11/22/22. Ooh, that'd be an anniversary. Like what, 51 years? Is that right? 51 years since the JFK assassination? No, 49 years. Was it 1963 and we're in 22? That's 40, 50, 60. Holy cow, 59 years. Unbelievable. That's what changed it all, though. I mean, when you really think about it, that was kind of the event where the coup really took place. It had been building because you had after, really in World War II and leading after that, you got CIA and you've got these entities that are being created, the NSA being created, was it 52? I don't know. I might have my numbers wrong, but the thing is they started, big government, the military-industrial complex. Eisenhower talked about it when he left office in 1960, 61, I guess it would have been. Talked about, we better be careful. This apparatus is going to take over. We might be in trouble. And then you got JFK come in. It was kind of upset some people. Didn't really want to ramp up the war in Vietnam. Didn't really care for the CIA. Didn't really care for the fiat money that kind of robs us of our wealth. Made an attempt to create money out of the Treasury rather than the Federal Reserve. So he did some things that that the hawks, the war hawks, all those people, the establishment types didn't like. So a lot of the groups had reason to get rid of him. So anyway, whatever happened, we'll never seem to know. The fact that he was gone, it allowed this whole really military-industrial complex to ramp up. So you ramp up the war in Vietnam, we're in perpetual war at that point. They just create money, take us off the gold standard, take the coinage, the silver out of the coinage prior to, those other things. And so it just kind of went to hell. And we've just been going deeper and deeper into the rings, lower and lower, until we hit today. And here we are, with unsound money. Government's just creating what they want. Well, I look at Europe, and there's a lot of stories out of Europe, getting worried about what's going to happen this winter as far as energy, and concerned about, okay, we're going to have a bad winter. Supplies, natural gas supplies from Russia are very steady right now. We might not have enough fuel to heat our homes. And Germany, here's one instance. Germany, they're prioritizing transport rail cars. So in other words, transport trains over passenger trains. Okay, so they're essentially saying that we need to get our coal and more of it, and we're going to prioritize that over passenger trains. And trains are important in Europe. There's a lot of infrastructure there as far as transporting people around. But they need coal, and Germany's one of these countries that, we're going to go green, we're going to have windmills and solar panels and all this stuff. And then they realize, well, it's not going to be enough for us this winter. We actually still need coal, and they're trying to reduce coal, but now they're going to increase the use of coal. This whole plan to save the environment, this green energy, I mean, it's great if it works and it makes sense. But when the input costs and the reliability factors are low, the input costs are high, and the reliability factors are low, when it hits the fan and you're cold in the wintertime and you can't heat your home, what are you going to do? You're going to hope that solar panel works? You're going to hope that windmill works? No, you're going to go for the reliable source of energy, and that's natural gas, which you can't get, and coal. So, it's just a matter of life or death, and that's really what this whole thing is about. It's like, hey, we just, we need to be kinder to the planet. Not that they are, but they're just giving it lip service. We need to be kinder to the planet, and we are going to stop using, those dirty, polluted coal, that kind of stuff. The thing is, coal has gotten much cleaner. The processing, And it's just, you just work on and innovate what you have and transition to maybe some of these other things if you can, if it's feasible. But I mean, they're really supplemental energy. And I don't know, when you really do the math on this stuff, it doesn't seem to work out. I'm rambling on this stuff, but essentially, Europe's in trouble this winter. There's a lot of warning signs that, they're going to have some issues. Switzerland, one of the police chiefs and the little regions that they have there is concerned that they may have power outages this winter, and he's concerned that the citizens may riot. Now, this is Switzerland. They seem to be a civil group of people over there. You don't hear a lot from them. Neutral, stayed out of World War II, don't get involved in foreign engagements, and he's concerned that blackouts because of power outages this winter are going to cause problems. And there's concern that they may have to have cash. Police officers may have to distribute cash to people so they can buy things if the ATMs go down because of power outages. I mean, that's kind of serious. But what's that do, though? That just allows the government to gain more control over you. They'll figure out some solution to where it's like, well, we need to, I don't know. Who knows what they'll do? I'm thinking, they may roll out a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. Problem is, if there's no power, how are you going to use that? So, if you don't have power, reliable power, nothing works. Cryptocurrency's not going to work. Cryptocurrency, it's a technological form of money, and as long as we're in a technical world, a digital world, that's the best form of money there is. It's the most efficient. It's trackable. It's, unless you have MWeb security, like Litecoin and other coins, but it's the most efficient form of money. But that's in the digital world. That's why I say Litecoin is sound money for the digital age. Digital age. If you're living in a digital age, then it's sound money. But if you're living in the Stone Age, it ain't gonna do you much good. You better have some clubs to where you can go kill your food. There we go. Turn the lights out. It's been foggy this morning, so I had the lights on. We gotta weigh, there's a lot of things coming at us. We gotta weigh what's important and what we need going forward. So what do you do in a situation if you're sitting in Europe and you don't have you're afraid you're not going to have heat? Well, I saw that firewood, searches for firewood in Germany, the Google searches have gone way up. So people are trying to find, okay, I need a source of fuel for the winter time. So you're looking at firewood. If you have kerosene heaters, get some kerosene, whatever you need to keep warm if the power grid goes down, because it very well may. So you got to start preparing for those kinds of things. And if you think, okay, well, it happened over there, is it possible that it could happen here? Yeah, usually the U.S. is going to be the last one to fall. So they're going to try and pull the plug on other countries first. So you look at what they're going to experience, and we may even experience it, and then try to game that out. Okay, what am I going to need? I'm going to need water. I need some food, possibly food that doesn't have to be cooked. Make sure I got some extra blankets, I guess. And to heat your home, what kind of fuel source do you need? If you're completely on the grid, all electric, what do? Well, you might need a generator. And then if you get a generator, you might need some fuel, you might need some gas. And then, gas goes bad, so you might need some Sta-Bil to keep the gasoline, from deteriorating. If you can get pure gasoline without ethanol and get it in a 55-gallon drum, get that. That lasts a long time. But then you need something to tap it with and pull it out. So, you got to think of all these things at a time when the cost of everything has gone up. And right now, the power bills around here have gone up quite a bit. And there's reasons for that. But it's just, while we're all getting pinched, now we need to prepare. And there's only so much money to go around. So we really got to start thinking about what could happen, and just, not that everything's going to fall apart and go Mad Max, but think about those survival instinct things that we're going to need. It's like Europe in the wintertime. It's just, I watched a program on avocados. It was a Netflix documentary about avocados and how the avocado industry has boomed. And this kind of goes along with that Seaspiracy documentary that I watched. It's, everybody all of a sudden wanted avocados. More and more people want avocados. So there's only certain places where avocados can grow. and grow well. And so Chile and California and Mexico, there are places. And then what's happened is, though, then it becomes a problem. They like water. Okay. And so you start diverting water because this is the only place, there's such a demand for avocados. And it's like, wow, we can transport these all over the world, whereas it used to be a luxury because, you couldn't get it. But now, we've got, everything just-in-time delivery, everything works. So you've got all these producers now that are just using up all the acres, and then they need more water, so they start taking it from villages, and the villages they don't have any water. So they got people without water now because it's all been diverted for this food production, and governments are like, yeah, let's do that because it brings in a lot of revenue. Certain regions to where it's like that's the staple, that's what makes the money. And so we've kind of, and I hate to use the word sustainable because it's thrown around so much, but we got to start thinking more sustainably, to where if we're dependent upon countries around the world, it's like bananas. Can you grow banana around here? But we can still get bananas cheap. Now if you've stapled your diet on bananas and this is the only thing that I eat because I'm a gorilla, at some point you might not be able to get them because you can't grow them locally. So my thinking is, okay, we got to start thinking what we can do locally and use the products that we have locally. And maybe you don't get to eat avocados anymore. Maybe you find something more local and eat that because, you're forced into it. I mean, we've created kind of a weird system of, I call it malinvestment, but just because we can do it and everybody wants it, we just go ahead and do it. And there's like a system without restraints. Hey, everybody wants avocados, let's do it. Hey, everybody wants this type of fish, let's go fish the shit out. Sorry, shouldn't even use that word. Fish the stuff out. And that's kind of where we're at. And then when that species dies off, it disrupts the supply chain, or, the food chain. I don't know, whatever. And we move on. Avocados, we just, let's do all these avocados, get as many as you can, promote them. Oh, they're so good for you. And everybody wants them now. And you can get them affordably. And then we use up all the water and take it away from people and, divert it all just because we want to grow avocados. And, it disrupts local communities. And I don't know that that's a good thing. I just don't. I think it has to be, and again, I don't like using this word, more sustainable in the aspect that we need to start looking at things locally and what can we do locally, because that takes a burden off the entire supply chain to where you can get it locally. And hey, guess what? You interact with someone, a neighbor or someone down the road. You get to meet more people and you start building community that way. Whereas you become completely enslaved and dependent to a system that exists somewhere else, and there's all these middlemen and all this potential supply chain issues if you become dependent upon one product being produced. Lobster, I saw a little interview on Friday, I think it was, about lobster. A guy in Maine catching all his lobster, been catching it for 40 years, and the price of lobster is really high right now, but he's making the less he's ever made. He says this is the worst year ever. And a reporter is like, well, why is that? What's the discrepancy? They're charging so much for lobster up here, and then you're getting paid, hardly anything. So, basically what happened, his explanation was, in the pandemic, you couldn't get this stuff. Everything shut down. And so the price of it all went up. And so now that's kind of the new set price, plus with the inflation building in, that's what they're going to sell it for on the market. But then they're not going to pay the people who are producing it. So as a producer, you're like, I need more money. So what do? You basically boycott, you strike, you say, I'm not going to produce it anymore until you give me a fair price. But then you got somebody else over there that's going to go out and do it. And it becomes a cutthroat type market that's controlled by, people at the top again. And it's one thing to live on an island and you go out and get your own fish, or you have a little co-op where you go out and get it and you grab it, and it's another thing to have big nets and big, monstrous boats that go out there and just scoop up everything in the ocean and every type of species of fish, and then you're only looking for one species, and so you throw the rest of them out. They happen to get killed, mangled, whatever it is, then you just throw them back into the ocean, just waste them. Dolphins, the same way. A lot of them get killed that way. Everybody wants to be dolphin safe, but It just isn't. I mean, they get caught up in these nets, and they're called bycatch, like byproducts. And so we just don't have this, a mental, we don't see what's going on and the damage that we do. I'm not against eating any of this stuff, but we got to do it in a smart way. I mean, you can grow a big garden, and then, you got 10 tomato plants, and then you only eat tomatoes off of one, and then you let 9 of the plants just rot and just drop off. And instead of like giving it to somebody or creating a local market. And it's just, what's the point in doing that? When you have produce that goes to waste, I mean, it's just not a good thing. My grandfather used to say, clean your plate. And that's probably why I'm so big. You should always clean your plate. You don't get more than you can eat. You can always go back and get more. And it's just, we've got to have that mentality. I mean, the food industry, my daughter last night said, and I used to work in the food industry, I know how much we threw away. Had to throw it away. Couldn't save it. So she was making pizzas at the place she working at last night, and there's like 15 pizza crusts that come in. She said 10 of them were like cut and ruined and, right out of the package. And they're getting broken, basically. And you can't use them because then you got a broken crust, it's split in a weird way. So when you cut the pizza, it's like, doesn't work. So they throw them all out. They don't do anything with them. They throw them out because they have to have a consistent, nice product. And you just look at how we waste things. I mean, the food industry is horrible as far as wasting. And then we have starving people. Makes no sense. And it's just, well, it had to be a certain specification, or we can't use it because, it's all fake. It's an illusion system to where everything has to be uniform. And that Big Mac always has to look like a Big Mac. And, it's just like we're used to that consistency and what it is. And so the variety is the spice of life. Hey, maybe once in a while a broken pizza crust is kind of a neat thing. It's unique. It's still the same food, still goes down the same hatch. It's just crazy. It's just mentally ill in a lot of ways when you step back and look at it. I mean, are we just a mentally ill generation? I'm starting to think that. You got people walking around believing these leaders and everything they've told them to do, and living in fear, and you're going to lose your job if you don't allow us to put poison in your bodies. And then you believe it and you go out and do it. And I mean, God forbid, I know people were scared, but it's like, quit living in fear. That's what they use. That's their ploy. That's all they want to do. They want to fear you, because they know that gets your emotions going. Just like 9/11, watch the documentary, and I lived through it. Watch some of those documentaries and how people were just, when I watch them now, when I watch George Bush now, and I watch Colin Powell, and I watch, the interviews that they did, weapons of mass destruction, in front of the UN, all the garbage that they spewed, go back and watch it now, and you tell me how believable those people were. I look at it now, and I'm like, man, they're obviously lying about this stuff. And then you get a bunch of troops going overseas, Halliburton, Dick Cheney's company makes a lot of money, and, all these military-industrial complex, just gets wealthy, and all our soldiers, young men and women, get slaughtered. Iraqis, how many hundreds of thousands are dead. Afghanis, just kill them. And the same people are in control now that were in control then, 20 years ago, the Taliban. I mean, it's an absolute fraud that's been perpetrated on us. At what point do we all wake up and say, because a lot of us have woken up. I mean, I have to admit, since 9/11, 20 years, a lot of people have woken up through various means. But there's still people who are just asleep. I mean, that was proven in this pandemic to where it's just, oh yeah, I mean, and people are dying because of it. Dying, suffering. And now they roll it back and say, well, it's not 100% effective. Well, it might be some side effects, Once you realize that these pharmaceutical companies have no culpability, you cannot sue them. They have immunity, irony of that they're not accountable. And it was under emergency use authorization anyway, which just means, we're not going to test anything. We don't have to prove it. It's such an emergency that we just have to do it. See, it's that fear factor that they always use. We've got to do something. We have to pass the Patriot Act. We have to pass, FISA, unlimited, warrantless wiretaps. I mean, all these things, we have to do it. National security, the boogeyman, hiding around every tree and corner. And that's what they do. And so it's that same way every time. So when you find yourself in a fear situation and they're going to pull something again, I'm sure it'll be a crisis of some sort, a banking crisis, whatever it is, fuel shortage crisis, all our refineries are blown up, whatever it is, they're going to use something, and then it's going to be a problem. They're going to create the problem. You're going to react, getting all emotional. Oh my God, we need to do something. And then they're going to come up with a solution that's already pre-canned and ready to go. No different than what they did after 9/11 with the Patriot Act. Had it ready to go. Roll it out, sign it, done. Take your rights away, take your liberties away. I mean, it's boom, right on you. They call it the Patriot Act, but it's very unpatriotic. They call it the Inflation Reduction Act, and all it does is create inflation. And that's all they do. They're demonic. Everything is inverted, reversed. That's what they do. And once you realize that, then you start seeing through it. You got to start realizing it, though. And what do you do about it? Well, everything that they're a part of, everything that they touch, the money, whatever it is, you start disconnecting from it and stop using it and start becoming more self-sufficient and getting the things you need and quit depending upon their supply chains and get local. Find local people that produce things and trade with them. You produce something so that you can trade with people. Whatever it is, find something you like to do, produce it. It could be artwork. I mean, for all, it could be anything. It could be a tomato plant. It could be you make pies. You make really good pies. It could, whatever it is, hey, I'm good. I'm really skilled at this. I can come help you. Whatever it is, use those skills and try and find a local means to use those. Volunteer. You'll meet people and you'll make connections. We can't be dependent upon the system that they've created because it's a beast system. It's an illusion. It's a big magic trick. And pretty soon they're just going to go poof and then it's gone. And you're going to have to do this now. Problem, reaction, solution. Hey, yeah, it's broken. Yeah, our money is broken. Yeah, we're going to fix that though. Yeah, it's been broken for a while. We really need to fix it. So we've got this new thing. It's called the central bank digital currency. We're going to roll that out. It's going to make it much more efficient, very accountable, and it's going to fix everything. Take the fat out of the system. And it's just a tool to enslave. That's all it is. But that's how they operate. All right. You probably all know this. I've rambled long enough. Mitch has to put it on 2 times because he can't get through it. But anyway, I guess he had a motivational Magic Monday video out today I got to watch. So go watch Mitch's video. If you don't know who Mitch is, go to my website, clintwestwood.net. I got a lot of resources out there, community resources. Mitch has a motivational Monday channel. Click on that, and then you can go subscribe to it. And there's other people like Gwen Lisa, there's Daddy O's got a channel out there. But there's a lot of people out there in the community I've met. I appreciate. I've grown to be a part of the community with, friends. And I mean, it's just, that's why I give them my energy. That's why I point people in their direction, because they have something to say that's truth. It's truthful. So go check them out. Go to clintwestwood.net and check out the community resources. And check out those people. Blind Dave's got a channel. Silvertooth's got a channel. I mean, all those people. Go check them out. All right. Thanks for sticking with me. Maybe I should break these videos up into like 6, 7, 8 minute videos because, if I want to be successful on YouTube, that's what I have to do. But, I don't even care. I just want to get information out. I want to get, spill my guts. And hopefully somebody, goes off on a tangent and a rabbit hole and starts digging and starts looking into something. And maybe some of this stuff helps you to maybe make some decisions on your own to put you on a better path. That's all I care about. It really is. So cryptocurrency, as long as we're in a digital world, you need sound money for the digital age. And that's Litecoin. You need to take a look at Litecoin if you haven't. And it's got that fixed supply. It's got privacy features built in. It can be so important. Privacy features, MWeb, and Mimble built into it. Nobody can see the transactions, where they come from. Nobody can see what's in your wallet. I mean, that's so important in this day. Privacy. All right. Thanks for watching. I love you all, and I really do hope you have a wonderful day. It's Monday, but you know what? Friday's just down the road. Won't be far. Doesn't matter. Make every day Friday. Who cares about what day they say it is? You look back how they name the days anyway. Make it your day. All right. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you would. Share it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that stuff if you want to. If not, that's all good. Because you got to trust yourself. And if yourself was saying, you know what, I'm not going to do it because I really don't resonate with this dude. That's cool. That's all right. I love you. All right. Trust yourself, though. Seriously, always trust yourselves. You know best for you. All right. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.